Carnage. That's what Naruto woke up to. When the fox took over, the forest was still intact. But when he looked over it now, not a single tree stood upright in every direction. The crater was all that remained. The only indication that Orochimaru survived were 3 large gates, broken and scattered across the earth. Everything the blonde saw was clouded by his hazy vision. He knew he'd been unconscious for a time after the fox was somehow sealed. He felt the bitter air cutting at his exposed flesh. His skin had been burned away. The orange chakra was the cause. His eyes shifted to the left. Sakura, Yamato, and Haku, standing a few feet away. Haku was the first to see him awake, but didn't move. Yamato was the one to approach, his female teammates watching from afar. "Do you know what you've done?" the Jonin asked slowly. "The Ninetales took over. Orochimaru must have fled. How was the fox sealed?" Yamato pointed at his neck. Tsunade's green crystal necklace still hung around it. The first Hokage could seal tailed beasts using wood style. Generally, it caused harm to the Jinchuriki. He had that necklace to counteract it, but after his death it became useless, so Lady Tsunade was handed it. But now that I am here, I can make use of it. Naruto nodded, silently thanking Tsunade for gifting him the crystal. He looked back at Haku and Sakura, unease settling back in at their confused expressions. "Did I do anything else while I was being controlled?" "You came inches away from harming us when I moved to seal you," Yamato answered plainly. "I almost failed. Sakura had to hold one of your tails down, getting her hands burned in the process. Luckily, her medical ninjutsu was able to repair the damage." Naruto sat frozen for a while, the truth sinking in. His first time relinquishing control to the Ninetales, and he almost killed his team. His friends. Yamato watched the mixture of emotions unfold. He considered saying something to the boy, but there would be no need. Naruto knew the destructive power of the fox, which was why he denied it for so long. Yamato was impressed when he heard about the blonde's restraints, but clearly it wasn't unlimited. But he suspected this experience would make Naruto resist more. "Once you have recovered, we are returning to the leaf," Yamato finally stated. Sasori's spy turned out to be Kabuto, who wasn't actually working for him. Orochimaru has escaped and we have no means of tracking at this point. I'm afraid any leads on Sasuke Uchiha were never here to begin with. Naruto didn't put up a fight, though he did want to, but there truly was no point. All this mission had led to was him hurting someone. Shortly after they set off for home, Naruto hovering in the back, head hanging low. Haku walked a step ahead, unsure of what to do or say. Hidden Leaf Village, 1 week later. "What do you mean you want me to go to the Hidden Stone?" Haku looked up as the blonde talked to himself. He had been restless since returning from Tenchi Bridge. The beasts inside his head had been a lot more talkative. He'd been training non-stop in an attempt to block them out. He barely spoke to her since the mission, guilt still fresh in his mind. She watched as he continued to stare into space and mold chakra in his palm. "I'm not interested in having more of you in my damned head." "Yes, but that doesn't mean you're my boss." "Then why not go to the cloud?" "Okay, fine. But you know going there is certainly a death wish. I can't go against an entire village that hates my very existence." Naruto grimaced. "I can't guarantee that she'll be able to help. She's only one shinobi, even if she's friends with the other Jinchuriki." Haku protected her face as the chakra in Naruto's hand burst. He stood, staring off into space for another minute. He huffed and glanced down at her. "I've got to go." "I'll come with you." Naruto shook his head. I'm not putting you in danger again. This is the hidden stone I'm talking about. You'll stand a better chance with backup. And if you stay here, I'll know you're safe, Naruto snapped, eyes hazy with tears. Please, Haku. I won't pull you into the tailed beasts and the Akatsuki any more than I have to. Stay here and tell Tsunade where I'm going. She'll send Anbu at the very least. I'll make sure to send a message via toad summons every 12 hours. If you don't receive any, assume the worst. Naruto vanished in a cloud of smoke, Haku frantically looking for his chakra signature. But the curse mark prevented her as always. All she could do was stare ahead and wonder, why? Why is he always doing everything alone? Border of the land of Earth, 4 days later. Pain. That was all Naruto felt as he approached the border. He had a feeling he was going to be in big trouble if he got home. But that wasn't something he could worry about. It was better to focus and get the tailed beast's mission over with. I believe one of our kind is a few miles away, the Three Tails warned. Naruto frowned, gathering chakra and deactivating his gravity seals. It was now or never. No turning back. He dashed forward, feeling a slight shift in the air as he crossed the border. He pulled off his headband and performed the transformation jutsu. He doubted it would be much help the closer he got to the hidden stone. His pure amount of chakra would give him away. That's why he was hoping to meet a Jinchuriki before he got there. Less than an hour later, he sensed something. He stopped, looking around, slowly. There was a surge of chakra from behind. Naruto narrowly moved his head to avoid the red, armored fist. Naruto lifted his foot, unleashing a burst of wind to push out the figure behind him. He landed in the trees, trying to catch a glimpse of his attacker, but by the time he turned, there was nothing but a cloud of steam. He sensed his opponent behind him once more. Water style! Prison wave! The wall expanded away from him, Naruto jumping into the air. He tried once more to see his opponent, only to see another cloud of steam. His danger sense was the only reason he was able to use soul speed in time. Whoever this enemy was, they were fast. Faster than anyone he'd fought. At this point, he decided to release his transformation. So, you're the son of Minato Namikaze, the voice asked from the shadows. Yes? Why do you not wear your headband? I've come here not to represent my village. This is a personal mission. I am looking for someone. I see. My next move will be determined by who you're searching for and why. Naruto frowned, hesitant. The 4 and 5 tails. Is that so? In that case, I'm afraid I have little choice. I'd prefer not to, but I am loyal to the stone. You can explain everything once you're brought to the Tsuchikage. Danger sense went off once more, Naruto bombarded by a flurry of lightning-fast punches. He felt his skin being torn, barely avoiding each fatal blow. Boil style! Unrivaled strength! Naruto threw a punch, trees falling from the shockwave. Naruto pushed out more chakra, increasing his speed as much as possible. He could now sense the fists clearer, able to block each strike. I see you've got some tricks up your sleeve, but an imitation is not as powerful as the real one. Boil style. Smoke screen. Naruto's eyes widened as his vision was consumed. He tried to push away the steam with Gale Palm, only for the gas to keep closing in. He felt it shift above him, bringing his arm up to grab a fist. It then vanished, reappearing behind him. Naruto slammed into a tree, quickly forming an ice mirror. He jumped in and made it fly up out of the steam. He had no time to relax as the red blur jumped towards him. Giant Rasengan! The steam-powered fist and orb of energy clashed, resulting in an explosion that sent both shinobi flying. Naruto got to his feet, channeling more chakra to his legs. It is true. You are a powerful ninja, but I'm afraid I have little time for a prolonged battle. Boil style. Jet stream. Naruto sensed the surge of chakra and its transformation to steam. It was the strongest yet. He flashed through hand signs, creating a giant mud wall. It ended up being useless as danger sense went off from behind, the wall completely ignored. Naruto spun on his heel, creating another Rasengan. Han! That's enough! The fist stopped an inch from Naruto's face, his Rasengan moments away from his opponent's chest. They both looked to the voice. The woman had short black hair and matching eyes. It didn't take long for Naruto to recognize her. Kurotsuchi? She smirked. Naruto Namikaze. Is that really the same kid I fought all those years ago? It's Uzumaki, Naruto huffed, disengaging his Rasengan. So, is this one of the friends you mentioned back then? He asked, looking at Han. Han was a giant, his entire body covered in red, samurai-like armor. His face was covered in a mask, and on his back was a large contraption Naruto couldn't fully make out. Steam was rising from the top, so he assumed it was related to his boil style. Which tailed beast do you carry? He asked the man, as he slowly pulled his fist away from the blonde. The fourth. Naruto nodded, looking to Kurotsuchi. It's nice to see you again. I hope you didn't get into trouble because of me back then. She shrugged. Don't worry about it. I'm more interested in why the hell you're in the land of Earth. Naruto tensed, looking to Han. I came because of the Akatsuki. They recently attacked the Hidden Stone and captured the One-Tails. Years ago, they did the same to the Three-Tails. I see. We've heard rumors, but nothing concrete. These Akatsuki haven't been in our borders, Han stated. One of your own joined him. His name was Deidara. Kurotsuchi grimaced. So that's where that idiot scampered off to. I take it you fought him? Yes, but he escaped. Surely you have a greater reason than this, Han stated. You are enemy number one of the stone. You wouldn't come here without a plan. Naruto frowned. Honestly, I know very little about that plan. It's the tailed beasts within me that wanted to come here. Beasts? As in multiple? Kurotsuchi asked, tensing. Yes. Before both the One and Three Tails were taken away, the Nine Tails used my power to absorb chakra in order to save the personalities and memories of its siblings. I don't have enough of their chakra to use their power, but I have all three of them in my head. I still have a question, Han stated, eyes narrowed. How could you use the Four Tails boil style? Also saw you using ice. Naruto spaced out for a second, Kurotsuchi and Han watching him with confusion. He returned to reality, gaze hardening. I can explain that later, but right now, the tailed beasts in me would rather explain everything with both the 4 and 5 tails. Kurotsuchi stiffened, Han looking downcast. Something wrong? Naruto asked. Kurotsuchi put her hands on her hip in frustration. Yes, there is. The Jinchuriki for the 5 tails, Roshi, he went missing about 2 years ago. If you like what you just heard, consider hitting the subscribe button and bell icon to get notified about new videos. If there's a part you've missed, then check out the entire playlist on screen. If you like this story, please share it with your fellow anime lovers. Any support helps a lot. That's all for now. This is Ninja Kai, disappearing in a golden flash.